WC. Let's go over to the commentators. You got T-Squared and Wonderboy.
All right, it is time to get this one underway. This is Team EnVyUs taking on the Crowd Pleasers in the Halo World Championships 2017. Crowd, how you guys feeling out there? Let's get some energy, let's get some noise.
Woo! Yeah!
Yeah.
There we go, that's a little bit
That was weak as hell. Can we get some real noise up in here?
Okay,
there we go.
That's a little bit better.
That's
okay,
better.
Okay.
All right, we're starting this one off with Mikwin. The guy has the most kills on his team, averaging 4 more than anyone else on his team, but he gets melted to start the game.
He does, and Kratos actually starting this game out pretty well as well. He's taken down Pistola, but yeah, Mikwin in the last series against Supremacy, obviously I had the pleasure of casting that one. Mikwin was the player who really was just igniting the EnVy team, right? He was constantly getting power weapon kills across the board. He had a real standout performance in that particular series, going up against a little bit more tougher opposition here against Crowd Pleasers, who, again, have their sights a little bit further down the line in this tournament. They have to get past EnVy first, though.
Yeah, you can't take your sights off anything besides what's in front of you right now. And one of the things is this, ooh, nice snipe coming out from Hook. He's gonna try to get control of the KO eventually. That looked like a potential headshot on a straight stick as well. Can he get the cleanup? Had the kill if he wanted it, but is gonna back off and try to keep his shields. Another one very close. That one's gonna hit onto the knock side. Can he stay alive? Probably calling for some call-outs, and he's just, oh, I thought he was gonna work straight stick around the corner, but no, straight stick hits him with the grenade, and the flag is being ran as Ola is trying to escort this with the rockets, but he's not able to find anybody. That's gonna be 3 dead. Kratos clutching it, and he's gonna be able to help get this return. Yeah,
Kratos clutching it indeed. Pistola actually, with those rockets, took them off of naded, so Crowd Pleasers, despite not getting the sniper straight away, they got the rockets, but you can see the flag on the move right here. Pistola and the EnVy team really trying to relay this flag back. They are 2 down at the moment. They can put this flag in. That's first flag capture, first blood in favor of Team EnVyUs.
Wow, I'm shocked that they were able to get that cap, but one of the things is you got to watch out for the counter pull here. That's going to be 2 or 3 dead as the flag's being pulled over towards the snipe side. This is the right play, but you got to watch out for the spawners over towards that elbow. Now it is so difficult once your flag guy dies to get that out because everyone now comes back to their base and clears these guys out. The no-scope beatdown connects, but the flag does not get as far as they would have liked. Rockets coming up here in the next couple seconds. This has been some pretty fast-paced Halo there, Wonderboy.
Yeah, most certainly has, and with the rockets just coming up, like you said, it's going to be a big team fight right here. You can see Mikwin there trying to help his team out, put some damage down, but the team fight around these rockets is going to be vital. The rockets were actually combat evolved somewhere, so I'm going to look across our points of view, see if we can see whoever picks those up. Doesn't look like anyone's actually been able to find them. Yeah, it's going to be actually naded from Crowd Pleasers, so that's good for them. They're 1-0 down in this game so far. With these rockets in the possession of naded right here, he can play this either super sneaky or go all guns blazing. Either way, he needs to convert this power weapon into kills to really get his team back into this game. Right now, Hook, Pistola chiming in with kills there from EnVy, and now they're starting to run a flag here as well, Tom.
That's all 4 dead. This is disaster here for Crowd Pleasers, and look at Ola. He's just going to jump up and down and try to influence the spawns, but no, the spawns are in the back of the flag as they should be, and probably in the cave too. So that's going to be the second flag capture and control of the map. This is looking great for EnVy.
Yeah, it is, and you still have Pistola here with these rockets as well. We saw naded with them. Obviously, Pistola, second time in the game. Naded got the first set of rockets, also the second, but both times Pistola getting them off of naded, and Snipe Down has the sniper in his possession as well. We saw in the last series, this guy was just a one-man highlight reel, but you can see the flag's actually on the move. It's EnVyUs who take game number 1 in commanding fashion. Oh my word, I didn't even see that flag on the move, and all of a sudden it's EnVyUs winning the game.
Yeah, well, they got the second flag cap and maintained control, and that was just a dominating start to that game and a dominating finish. The total game time was 3 minutes and 31 seconds, so that is a great job by EnVy. What a way to start this round here. And again, this is a very momentum-based team that you're facing in the Crowd Pleasers. Obviously, we saw that they can be down 3-0 and still never give up and fight here, but this is the losers bracket now, so everything is just intensified times 10.
Yeah, absolutely. EnVy there taking game number 1. What was kind of crazy about the stats we saw on screen, really nothing too much to note. Obviously, we had Hook there with just the 3 deaths, but outside of that, really, it was a pretty even game, to be honest with you. 26-19 in slays, just a +7 and a 3 flag capture differential in that game. EnVyUs just showing real objective efficiency right there, and you can see the Twitch chat right now going crazy. Codes, Overkill 12. Go to halo.gg, put that in, get yourself some rec goodies.
Who got the overkill? Is it on the B stream maybe?
I'm not sure.
Could have been.
Maybe it's
Could have been Fabby versus Spice. Or
we
something
saw,
like that
yeah,
happening.
we did
Guys,
see.
there is an A and a B stream. I don't know if that's been called out recently, but yes, we are on the A stream right now. Go ahead and check out the B stream. I think it's ESL_Halo. So go ahead and check that one out. Some really great games going on both of the streams. Bringing you the action over there. I know that Ghost is over there. We got Gaskin over there. And who's the third that is over there? Taui was over there a little bit earlier today with a little guest appearance too. But let's hop back and talk about this game, because this, in my opinion, is one of Crowd Pleaser's stronger game types. And you can argue to say the same thing about Envy, but they didn't give these guys any room to breathe. I mean, heck, even if Envy plays like that against another team like Optic, I would say that they probably would have won that.
Yeah, I was speaking to SLG outside actually after that previous series from Team Supremacy. We see in the replays right there, Envy is playing very fast, but SLG said Envy is probably one of the tier 1 North American teams that we wouldn't want to face, because against us they played very, very passive. But we saw there against Crowd Pleasers on Coliseum, EnVyUs actually speeding up the game exactly when they needed to, right? When those rockets were coming up, when they had the sniper control, they were constantly in the face of the Crowd Pleasers team, speeding up the game, not allowing Crowd Pleasers to put their power weapons into play. We saw 2 different times in the game, Naded with control of the rockets. Both times Pistola outsmarted him and took the rockets out of their hands.
You can't sit there so long and expect, because the thing is that's a bad angle in general to try to rocket that guy. So the best thing to do is, once you get the rockets, try to rotate him over towards the snipe side. Bring him in the cave, try to get towards that snipe ramp, because you can't have 2 people sitting there. He's crouching in that corner, and he's got another player not crouching moving around. So what's the point of crouching? That's not going to do anything for you. Your teammates just completely give up your positioning. But either way, this is Plaza Slayer over here. Red team usually has the advantage in terms of being able to get that overshield. We'll see who's going to be able to pick that one up. But, Snipe Down, he wants the sniper rifle instead. And looking around, I don't know if the overshield was grabbed quite yet. It was. It was Hook who ran by Snipe Down. Yeah, and 3 down immediately there from Envy is going to give them instant map control. You have Hook on your screen with the overshield. Obviously, we have Snipe Down elsewhere, the man that you don't want from Team EnVyUs with that weapon. He has the sniper rifle, so really tough start here from Crowd Pleasers. You have Snipe Down again, just kind of pinging faces as he always does. Takes down Naded right there. 5-1, make it 6 now the score. EnVyUs with a really strong start here on Plaza Slayer. And so far this game, you've got to say, it's been instant control early on from Team EnVyUs. So much this tournament, we've seen Crowd Pleasers come out hot, try and be, a bit of a momentum-based team, right? Get the first kills on the board, get loud against the opposition. But this very thorough EnVyUs team, so far this game, has just completely shut them down. Yeah, switching on over to observer mode, we can see a little bit of where the players are going to be, I guess you can say, hiding, because they're afraid of Snipe Down ripping their face. But this is the right play. So much money on the line. There's no reason to push until the next power-up comes up, which is the overshield. But that's another minute away. So you got to try to minimize your losses here if you're on the side of CP, and just try to get some picks, even the kills, whatever you can do to try to make sure that you're alive right around that 10-minute mark, so you can fight for the overshield right around 9:50.
Yeah, that's a very good point, and you will see a lot. You can kind of see Crowd Pleasers stuck in yard at the moment. They basically have 2 decisions to make. They've spawned Tram right there. Do they either push around to the posters or try and fight from yard into blue to get themselves in a bit more of a prime position for that overshield, which, by the way, is coming up in around 15 seconds. A very, very quick overshield grab off the start of the game. 12-3 the score right now. You've got to say, Crowd Pleasers, if they get this overshield, they're in a bit more of a healthy position in this game. But if you allow Snipe Down on the Voice to set up like this and grab the next overshield, they're going to have a tough time. And
this is the perfect angle that you want to take. You either want to be sniping over towards the posters or into that flower area. There it is. That's going to be grabbed, and no contests coming out from the side of CP. And this is kind of what we saw. We were watching on the B stream. It was Plaza Slayer, the same game types being played in that Slice Fab E series. I think it was 20-3 was the game, and now we're looking at possibly seeing something around the same score, because when you get control, you get the overshield to start, and these guys play it so slow, and you don't push and get the sniper rifle out of someone like Snipe Down's hand. This is what's going to happen.
This guy, man, I love watching this dude play. It just seems like he has a headshot radar, man. He just always knows where the enemy's head is. It doesn't seem to waste too much ammo. I mean, he still has 4 bullets at this snipe, which if you're Snipe Down, could be an extra 4 kills for his team. You can see the sniper coming up soon as well, so Snowdown has a decision to make right here. Does he try and rotate and get the extra ammo? He has a player on S4 though, so I don't think he will do that. I wondered whether or not he might try and scope and see if a crowd pleasers player tries to overextend for that and grab that, but he was actually pressured by one of the crowd pleasers members, so not the worst positioning right there from crowd pleasers. They actually get away with a sniper, I do believe. In fact, no, it hasn't even been picked up yet. I don't know. Still on the spawn, and 2 kills from there from Envy means they're going to have 2 snipers in play now.
We were saying, what, 20-4, and now the score is 20-6, so just really great execution coming out from Envy. Snipe down, you can see he's rotating great. And you know what? Mikwin has a sniper rifle of his own, so let's switch on over to him. Now, we did touch base on how he has 4 more kills on average than anybody in the tournament in Slayer games. So the average player is averaging 10.6 kills in a Slayer. He has 14.6. So really great job for Mikwin. He's having a great tournament.
He is having a great tournament, but also that shot right there on Kratos was awesome. Don't know if you guys kind of saw it right there. Denoxide in the game at the moment, currently 0 and 9. That isn't the best Slayer stat line in the world. Obviously, only halfway through the game. Overshield coming up soon as well. Don't forget, it was a very quick overshield here on Plaza Slayer. Straight sick, taking down Pistola means Crowd Pleasers for a moment is going to have the man advantage. The overshield coming up now, though. You can see they're kind of set up around blue. Mikwin has his eyes on this, and there it is. There's the power up. Let's see who gets this one. Mikwin is actually being pressured right here. He still wants to keep eyes on that right there, though, and it looks like it's actually going to be... Who is that picking up the overshield? I think it might have been Pistola to burn that, actually. So, next overshield coming up in around 2 minutes, which is fine by Envy, because 27-8, Mikwin still has snipe there. They're in a comfortable position in this game.
And I think it's fine for the Denoxide, too, because he got a kill. So, he's not sweating about that overshield too much. He's just making sure that he doesn't have the goose. Now he's working with the breadstick. But either way here, this has been flawless play from Envy. I haven't seen any mistakes coming out from him quite yet. And it's so easy to sit here on the guy with the sniper rifle and say, hey, Mikwin, Snipe Down, you guys are doing great. But you got to give so much credit to the guys that were not on the screen of Hook and Pistola, who are filling the map with their BRs, with their pistols, assault rifles, wherever they need to fill to make sure that CP can't push and try to get onto their sniper guys. But that is why Mikwin has a great kill-to-death ratio right now. He is winning so many of these 50-50s and staying alive, and that is buying more opportunities for Envy.
Yikes, right now crowd pleasers don't seem to be pleasing any crowds, man. 32-10, this is an absolute decimation. Mikwin's been alive for so long. Lowest deaths in the game at the moment is actually Snipe Down with 0. Snipe Down yet to die in this game, so only fair I think that we actually hop over to his point of view. Mikwin at the moment still with the rifle and the sniper in his hands as well, but honestly, man, I want to see if Snipe Down could do this. See if he can make it.
He's checking the score. He's like, I still got 0 deaths, guys. I'm good.
You gotta do it, man. You gotta play for the perfection. I mean, imagine going for a perfection of the Halo World Championships. That's a pretty good accolade.
I mean, especially against another top team who is obviously top 7 team in North America. Arguably, people would say that they were pushing towards top 5, top 4. But in this case, Envy is just looking like the perfect team right now. I mean, 37-11, double sniper rifles. CP has no plan to try to stop them from getting the overshield. They're just going to turtle inside the base. Now, you know what? Let's go ahead and switch on over to observer mode again and see where these guys are located. Yeah, overshield coming up now. I do believe it's actually on the map, and it looks like it's going to be crowd pleasers with that one. So Denoxide picking up the overshield. Let's give Denoxide a little bit of love. So far in this game, we called them out earlier, 0 and 9, but we swap over to the crowd pleasers side. They've been absolutely destroyed in this game by EnVyUs, but Denoxide with the overshield gives his team a little bit of a glimmer of hope. But you can see in the kill feed, Snipe Down just doing Snipe Down things. Another headshot there on Naded, and all of Denoxide's overshield is now gone. The kill feed is just constantly Envy. This is tough to watch if you're a crowd pleaser. Oh, can he get away? Snipe Down is trying to stay with 0 deaths, but it's not going to happen. Denoxide shuts that down, and Snipe Down checking the stats. He's a sad, sad man. But either way, 43-16. Can't ask for a better game coming out from the boys in blue. What a way to start this one off here. Just complete domination. Pistola just toying with these guys over down towards that snipe lift, and this is all but over. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely a surf or turf.
We're gonna see some absolutely disgusting stat lines from the crowd pleasers side so far this game. I mean, I can see them already. I don't want to ruin the surprise for you guys, but the sniper's actually in the hands of Snipe Down at the moment. But Hook, we saw there for just a moment, was up there on S4, but 4:15 left on the clock, just 3 kills to go. Snipe down, actually rarely missing right there. 3 shots.
Such bad shots.
No,
from
right?
Snipe
Who is this kid?
Jeez.
Get him off the stage,
How is
please.
he even at Worlds? Just trolling, guys. The score is 49-20 here, and they're about to close this one out. There it is. Wow. What a game from EnVy. The crowd cheering. They're liking what they're seeing from their team there. And what else can you say? I mean, you scroll through, everybody did all of their jobs there. As we take a look at the stats, and it was just a well-rounded game. You had the killing frenzy coming out from Snipe Down. I mean, Denoxide got it going. He went 4-14 there eventually, but it's just nothing you can do. You can't look at anyone from CP's stats and say, hey, it's your fault. That was just an overall team effort coming out from these guys, and CP had no answer.
Absolutely no answer. You had to say the power weapon control early on from EnVy, they actually only had the 7 power weapon kills, so not really putting the sniper into too much use, but we did see, to be fair, Mikwin, when he had the sniper in his possession, tagging players and then swapping out for his BR, right? Finishing players with the headshot. So maybe a lot of the time, you know, he wasn't finishing the kills with the power weapons, but he was still getting kills thanks to that power weapon, the sniper rifle. So again, lovely stuff from EnVyUs. Mikwin in particular having a great game, but crowd pleasers, so tough for them to play against an EnVyUs team who constantly have the sniper rifle and are constantly in a great position to grab the overshot. We saw so many times Team EnVyUs locking down blue, locking down posters, being in a prime position once again to grab the overshield, and crowd pleasers, when you don't have the power weapon, don't have the power up, it's hard to play fast.
It's just weird to see teams get dominated so badly. It can happen, don't get me wrong. There's the power weapons, the power-ups, the radar, all those things really play into your favor, and you punish, as we take a look at a couple of the shots there.
Is that a highlight right there? Or
it is.
light?
It's a low light, a medium light, I guess. But it happens. And what's so weird is you could see a team lose 100-0 and then bounce back and win the next game 50-20 because of how different game types are. It's all about how you start and things like that too. But EnVy, they had a fantastic start and they had a fantastic finish. So I'm wondering what these guys on the crowd pleasers are going to do to try to get hyped up. I'm not hearing any screaming. I'm not hearing any yelling. Any weird noises that they would typically make before the series starts to get these guys going. And then EnVy, their body language is great. They're fist bumping, they're doing their thing, and they're looking good. So we're gonna find out what's gonna happen here with CP. They do not want to go down 3-0. Stronghold's rig is next. EnVy's playing from the red side. You have blue side coming out from these guys on CP again. Typically what you do is you want to make sure that if you're blue side, you shoot that camo down, because you can get that camo in about 6 seconds, 7 seconds flat coming from that red side, and if you don't shoot that down, you're at risk at seeing, a camo railgun guy. Anyone on EnVy, especially the way that Pistola has been playing today and very sneaky wizard-like, you do not want these guys getting any type of power-ups.
Yeah, red team definitely favored to grab the camouflage on the rig, and we highlighted Denoxide from the crowd pleasers side earlier on in that last game. 4-14 from him, a -10 ratio. You did say, Tom, that you can't really point to anyone from the crowd pleasers side saying, hey, that was your fault, but earlier on today, he started off, with a pretty good ratio, right? 1.9 KD over that series, and so far this series, he's been shut down by EnVy, and I feel like that's a lot of the reason that EnVy are winning this series, right? You shut down a big-time player like Denoxide who can really pump up your team, and he really makes vital kills against some of the bigger teams. EnVy is shutting him down. It's a real key to stopping this crowd pleasers team, right? It stops their momentum, just shuts them down completely, and EnVy so far this series have looked really comfortable, to be honest with you.
Well, so much of this game is mental, right? And I'm wondering how much CP is affected by the loss that they had yesterday against Straight, because their road would have been so much easier. And they're the type of team that if they beat Straight, they're going to carry that momentum into the series against Liquid. And I would go to even argue that CP probably could have put up a better fight against Liquid than Straight did to start the day, especially because how flat Straight came out. So now you're looking at a team that is a little bit defeated, a little bit deflated. Now they're going up against arguably, a top 2, definitely a top 4 team in the United States. So is that playing into their psyche at all? I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. We did say before the game, red team definitely favored to grab the power-ups and power weapons at the start of the rig. Mikwin's going to grab the railgun, but it's actually Kratos, I do believe that was, who was trying to make a play on the camo, but as you said, Tom, that camouflage railgun player can be so deadly, and Mikoin actually stays alive with it as well. We saw in the previous series this man with camo rail on Fathom versus Supremacy. He put up 14 railgun kills in that game. Camo rail again for him here against Crowd Pleasers. Crowd Pleasers need to shut him down very soon because this man is constantly going to put damage down with this weapon.
Oh, Mikoin ends up getting pinched and double teamed in between two players from CP. So nice job by them. Let's switch on over to Noxide, who does have this railgun. Can he find the kill? He does. Nice job switching over to his pistol, and he's even trying to pre-grenade it, pre-fire on the players, pushing over towards top engine, and Kratos is going to find that railgun instead. So Kratos, he is a big key to Crowd Pleaser's success, especially in this series, in my opinion, because you're going up against a team of phenomenal shots. So Kratos is going to need to make sure, excuse me, that he is winning his one-on-one battles, and it's a lot easier to do when you have that railgun. So expect to see him trying to get some more weapons here.
Yeah, and Kratos there, after he got that double kill, actually was getting very loud. And so far, pretty good power weapon control, in my opinion, from the guys on the Crowd Pleaser side, right? We saw on Plaza, they really didn't have any overshield control, any sniper control. Here on the rig, very different. They actually got the railgun out of the hands of Mikoin, started to put it into play. And now you have Straight Sick here with the scatter shot as well. And he can quickly rotate between the basement, between the BR base, and even patrol the white hole right here. Kratos so far, 3 kills in a row. That's a triple from him. He's finally taken down there by Hook. But 3 down there for Envy. This is better here from Crowd Pleasers, and if Envy aren't careful, they could really snowball right here, so they're already trying to take the nest.
Yeah, Envy's going for that nest area, but it's not going to last very long because Straight Sick comes in and controls this Whitehall area, and this is the perfect spot to be in. This or sitting over towards top tower, especially in a Slayer game, would be ideal with the scatter shot, but he's just going to rotate in between pretty much all of the important strongholds here and just try to control the weapons. Camo's also up very soon. There you can see it drop. The question is Straight Sick going to be able to get this one? Is he too scared to lose the weapons and push down there? Is the risk worth the reward?
Yeah, and obviously if you do lose those weapons, especially to the camouflage player, that was Hook who grabbed that one. It would have been a bad play. So Straight Sick there, a little bit of a mature play. He says, hey, you know what, we've got the lead. Fair enough, we're not scoring right now, but I still have both the power weapons. Almost would like to see him drop off of one of these weapons to a teammate, try and get maximized the slaying output, but Mikoin with a big perfect on Straight Sick will grab the weapon. Snipe down is alive here for Envy, and Envy showing little bits of sign of life right here, looking across the board. Can't see who actually picked up those power weapons that Straight Sick dropped, but looks like it's going to be EnVyUs trying to make a play on the nest right here, Tom.
Yeah, it is. Let's see what Nate is up to. Another key component of the emotions of this team here. If he's playing well, if Kratos is playing well, these guys tend to get fired up, and Denoxide, the young gun, can kind of feed off these guys as well. So Nate landing some nice DMR shots over down towards that barrel side, and this is looking pretty good for these guys, but Pistola does have the railgun, so let's see if Ola is able to come back here and do some damage.
Yeah, not only does he have the railgun, he also has the scatter shot, so the Straight Sick combo here actually picked up by Pistola, and he's one of those players, like we said before, he's a very flank-based player. The camouflage coming up in a round, it's actually quite a late camouflage. We saw a lot of team fights going around that camouflage, which means it's not going to be out for another 45 or so seconds. Pistola does go down, so not really a chance to put those power weapons into play in combination with the camouflage. But looks like EnVyUs here are actually going to surrender control to Crowd Pleasers as Crowd Pleasers take the basement and the nest.
Denoxide has the dream combo here. Nice job hitting that rail on the player in the platform, but he's going to try to find a medium to long range weapon here. Pistol, DMR, battle rifle would be ideal because he only has that scatter shot. Now he's probably going to want to try to control Snipe Hall, White Hall, or even try to control Connector. That would be a good idea, but the thing is his teammates have dropped all over the place, so now he's stuck here fighting this railgun guy. He can continue to bounce the shots off the Snipe Hall because most likely the railgun guy is going to eventually push over there, but he's going for the flank instead, and that railgun was rotated over towards overpass, and he gets 2-shot beat down there, and Hook's going to pick up the camo as well, so let's switch on over to him. Now Envy can potentially take control of this map, and how much are they going to pressure here with this triple?
Yeah, vital kills right at a vital moment of the game as well there from Team EnVyUs. I mean, look at the score, it's 56-24. They got the kills right as the camouflage was coming up, and if Hook can actually put this camouflage, put this power up into effect, get kills with it like he just did there on Denoxide, maybe start flanking around, gather some information information on the rotations from Crowd Pleasers, that is not only going to help his team out massively as a whole, but also help his stats out. And look at this, total control, not a single stronghold being touched at this moment in time from Crowd Pleasers. So this is the real stretch of the game that EnVyUs can come back as the basement finally starting to be taken by Crowd Pleasers.
Yeah, and EnVy's making a little bit of a comeback here, so they must be communicating pretty heavily. And this is a really important game, but also a really important time in this game here, Wonderboy, because if Crowd Pleasers is able to string it together and bring this to 2-1, we're going to have a series. Meanwhile, if it goes 3-0, I mean, that's going to deflate them. You do not want to have to come back from 2 3-0 deficits. But either way, I want to hop into a listen-in with the guys from EnVy, the boys in blue. Let's see what they're talking about.
One's pipes. One's push right now.
Pipes the bottom rail.
E2 for sure. E2's really weak.
Big door, guys. One shot zig. Absolute zig. And top engine and white corner.
White corner's
And back dash. Outside the back. 3 shots. White shot. Rail. Good job. 2 dead.
We did.
Rail. I can get rail.
I don't see white hole at all. Yes, you get that.
He's still white.
I'm here. He's still white. I thought.
He's dead.
E2. I'm pushing E2.
Okay, still there. Easy one.
I'm pushing you. Come here.
Backhand. They're going for basement.
I'm gonna let him get basement.
Nice. No, I can fight this. I can fight this. Basement. Weak. Two there though. Stay alive.
I'm pushing big box.
30 box and barrel side basement.
I'm gonna go for it again.
They're gonna spawn BR. Basement. Yeah, they're MBR. Can we stop them basement?
NBR. I got one basement.
He's on the rail. On the rail.
Watch out, basement on me.
Nice play.
I got camo.
I'm in basement. Camo. Cap basement.
Underpass.
Wow, it's crazy, Wonderboy, just listening to the team yesterday, that was EnVy, and the team today, that is EnVy. They are so much more into it. The callouts are crisp, they're faster, they're not, I guess, lethargic as they were yesterday.
Yeah, and Crowd Pleasers so far in this game coming up against this EnVyUs team, who seem to be a little bit rejuvenated and revitalized here today. They were so far up in this game. It was around 56-20 at one point. It's now 72-60, and Hook is just doing Hook things. This man is regaining his form. He's been a star player for EnVy ever since full season finals, ever since he joined Team EnVyUs, really. This young man has been putting up such stellar star performances for Team EnVyUs. That's another kill in a row now for Hook, and 3 down for Crowd Pleasers. EnVyUs really starting to light up this competition.
Wow, every time I switch on someone over to someone from Crowd Pleasers, they are just getting pushed on by the guys of EnVy. There is no room for these guys to even breathe. Look at the collabs coming from all angles. I don't even know if they're going to be able to call out to one another. What do you say in an instance like that? They're all flying at me, I'm dead.
Yep.
They're got a triple cap. Guys, this game is over. We're down 3-0. That's pretty much all you can say on the side of CP. What a comeback there by EnVy. That is the type of win that you need to have against this Crowd Pleasers team. 2-1 compared to 3-0 makes a world of difference.
Absolutely. That, in my opinion, has just killed off the series, the EnVy chant, ringing around the audience. Like you said, Tom, it's so important, so important that you take that game number 3, because Crowd Pleasers, if they get a game under their belt like Rick Strongholds, they're going to snowball from there, right? They're going to ride that wave. They're going to use the momentum to try and get more games in this series. But at 3-0 up, it's hard to see EnVy throwing this series away.
Yeah, the thing is Kratos and Straysick kind of hanging in there in terms of the kills. That's the stats don't say the whole story by any means, but when you look at it, Naded and Denoxide, again, back-to-back games sitting at the bottom there. They did it in the Plaza game where they did lose 50-20, so you can't look into it that much, but that was a very winnable game. So combined, they went, Naded was -7, you have Denoxide with -5, so -12 there combined. And I don't think the Slays were that much in favor of EnVy. Yeah, 56-38, but that was a more than winnable game coming out from CP.
Yeah, it was, and it almost felt like they threw it away after a while. They actually had more power weapon kills, so they were putting the power weapons into use a lot more than EnVy were, but it was just EnVy's rotations. A lot of it came down to the power-up pickups, right? We saw Hook numerous times in the game with the camouflage. Not only when you get the camouflage can you be a sneaky player, but it's also like the information gathering plays, right? And when Hook has the camouflage, he's being sneaky and hits shots like that, and gathering information on Crowd Pleasers' rotations and intentions around the map. It's so tough to stop EnVy, man, and the power-ups, in my opinion, the camouflage on EnVyUs really coming into play in that one, and the Wizard is in a good mood today.
Yeah, he is. Oh, lightening up, that's always good to see. That's a great sign there for EnVy that he's having fun. Meanwhile, on the other side of CP, are they going to be able to do what they did to Stirrup and start with one game at a time, win that one, make it 3-1, then 3-2, and then possibly put the pressure back onto EnVy? Because right now, EnVy doesn't feel any pressure at all. They're focused, they're feeling good, and they're ready to potentially knock these guys out with a swift 4-0 sweep.
Yeah, and EnVyUs isn't really the type of team that has really felt pressure in the past, right? I mean, this is a team that's always seems to do it the hard way at North American events, right? How many times have we seen EnVy come through a losers bracket run or come to the grand finals from the losers bracket, whether it's through the winners bracket final or through a deep losers bracket run? I mean, I remember the fall season finals. Obviously, they reset the bracket in the grand finals, took down Optic Gaming in a game 7 in that one. And yeah, EnVy are a different kettle of fish, man. These guys are not going to feel the pressure from crowd pleasers, and this, in my opinion, was probably one of the nightmare matchups for crowd pleasers that they could have expected in the bracket, because, like I said, EnVyUs, they've been here before. They've done losers bracket runs, right?
As soon as I saw that EnVy had lost to Splice in the very first game of this tournament, I realized that the bracket was just going to be flipped upside down, and it was going to be an insane tournament and turn of events here. But now we're moving into CTF on Truth, guys. This is game number 4 between crowd pleasers and EnVy. Crowd, how you feeling? You guys still in this?
They sound pretty hyped, somewhat.
Somewhat, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in this crowd right now.
It's okay, don't worry.
We'll let it slide.
For now, I guess. But Miquin straight away with the rifle at top middle control. Camouflage actually still available. So what Miquin's doing right here is just trying to put pressure on any of the players. That was actually Naded who went down to pink 1. He's just been taken down. You can see in the kill feed, 3 kills there for EnVy. It's actually a 1v1 right now, I do believe. In fact, no. Snipe Down and Pistola were alive. The last player alive for crowd pleasers, that was Denoxide. He's gone down. So now EnVyUs with map control. You already have Hook contesting their own basement, being a nuisance, allowing Snipe Down to push up, and Hook winning that 1v1 versus Straight Sick is going to make crowd pleasers' life a complete nightmare, because now they have Snipe Down pushing in, they have Hook with another kill, they have the flag on the move already, and Hook is blocking the basement spawns and flanking all of the crowd pleasers players.
Perfect setup here if they can get this around the corner, but Kratos shuts it down with the perfect shots. However, there are a couple slays going in the favor of EnVy, so they should be able to ground pound this one in. Hook's going to grab the flag, and it looks like the cap is going to go in. First cap, only a minute and 5 seconds there for EnVy, but Denoxide getting extremely aggressive and pushing in. Possible counter cap here coming out from CP. Everyone going to be spawning in the bubble. Looks like Denoxide's aware of that, and he's already checking spawns. You got to watch out for the overextension, though. There it is, 1 player charging in. EnVy has 2 players over towards that car side right now. Grenades are going to be flying in. You got to come out here and take shots if you're Denoxide for your boy so they can capture this flag. And there it is. He flies in with the thrust. Once his shields come back in, that flag is there for the taking. Counter cap successful.
Yeah, great counter cap right there. I was actually a little bit worried for crowd pleasers as we saw 2 of the EnVy spawners actually overextend successfully, right? They were able to get into the crowd pleasers base, but really nice stuff out of Denoxide, who we watched, we watched his point of view. Like you said, he had to take some shots for his team. He challenged the 2 players, put them both weak, made it impossible for EnVy to stop that flag capture happen. Really nice execution there from crowd pleasers, executing the counter cap. They got 3 down from EnVy, and now we're all tied up. That's a great response in this game, especially considering they have pink 3 control, they have pink tower control, and the camouflage is coming up at pink 1 in the next 5 or so seconds.
Yeah, this is good. Denoxide is going to continue to lock this position down, and he's doing a pretty nice job of it. There's a couple players on his radar behind him, though, so he's going to have to drop down and get the kill onto Hook for the camo guy. That's the right play there. Almost does some nasty 180 moves onto Pistola, but Pistola is going to live. And now EnVy is going to regain map control over here. So let's see if the flanks are going to come in from top center or possibly the car side on EnVy's side for the players who just spawned. So look out over towards that left side as players are pushing up towards the pink side. And I really like the spacing coming out from everybody on the side of EnVy. Love how Hook actually pushed down bottom center instead of top center. And then you could see it looked like it was Miquin, I believe, pushed in towards the enemy bubble. So flawless spacing coming out from EnVy.
Yeah, that player in the basement, though, I believe that is actually Denoxide. He's going to be a big thorn in the side of EnVyUs here if they try and run this flag. So I like the way Pistola here actually isn't going for this flag run immediately. He's actually identified the fact they have to slay the players in the basement because they're just going to jump up on the toilet and just basically pick them off as soon as they start to run the flag. So Pistola will go down. Big double there from Kratos will stop the EnVy pressure despite their own map control. Really nice plays out of both sides. Smart play out of Pistola, but he was taken down by Kratos with a big play of his own.
Straight Sick now the last guy alive. Pistola finding the double kill, and I mean, it looks decent from Straight Six point of view. He's like, all right, I'm good, I'm fine. I'm over here with the carbine. No one's shooting me. I'm looking around for people. Oh, great, all my teammates are dead. Oh, great, all 4 of the enemy team's looking at me. Sweet.
Great. Yeah, that's kind of a nightmare position to be in, right? I mean, when all 3 of your teammates go down, you kind of sat there like, oh man, what am I going to do right here? But it looks like Snipedown's ground pounding the flag in. Wow, there we go, 2-1 to Team EnVyUs. Couple of kills though from Crowd Pleasers. Good kill from Hook though. That's going to stop the flag. In fact, Hook makes it 2. Wow. That's huge. The flag capture we saw from Crowd Pleasers all came from encounter. They had an opportunity to make it happen right there. Oh my word, the T-Rex armed swordplay right there from Naded. He will go down. Oh my word, so many things have just happened in the last 30 seconds. I've just lost my mind.
Well, Camo's going to be up too, and who's in position for this one? It looks like the players from Envy are over towards that pink side, but I don't think they're aware that this one is up quite yet. It looks like Pistola is the first one to get eyes on that camouflage. So Kratos coming around with the flank, but he has 2 of his teammates die. This is looking ugly. He's not able to get the kill. Snipedown's running the flag. This is going to be it, I think, for Crowd Pleasers. It looks like Envy is about to put them to sleep in the Halo World Championship. Snipedown with the flag. Couple kills going in for Hooker Mickwin. Here comes the ground pound. There it is. Envy sends Crowd Pleasers home.
Oh, wow. You saw that coming. Crowd Pleasers. They will finish top 8 at the Halo World Championships 2017. Hook actually, during that final flag run, picking up a vital triple kill. I was watching it off screen while Snipedown was running that flag, but Hook, a massive crowd favorite here, Tom. He's an absolute star player for EnVyUs and displays in that final game, Truth, 38-26 in favor of EnVyUs. So they're very strong in the slaying department so far here at day number 2 at the Halo World Championships.
Yeah, and scrolling through the stats there, Hook, 15-7. That is phenomenal. 5-10-7 coming out from Snipedown. He was dropping some serious assists, but looking at the damage, look at the knock side. 2,200 naded, only 900 damage.